Hi, this is Latin. Hope everyone is staying safe. And we're back with Software Inc.'s Beta1 Play and Learn series. Today, we're going to be looking at project management to see what strategies we could come out with for outstanding releases. We'll get into it after the intro. Okay, we're back here. We're in the year 1985. We're playing with games. We got 133.1. Total cash is $3,680,000. That's what we got to play with. We have a few things going here, and this is what we're going to be playing with. PM, project management. We're going to look at them, explore them, and see what we're doing. Okay, games RPG. I've set up a different project management for each different game type. Indy Wheeler is going to be the project lead. He has 3 stars in automation. Design Games 1 will be the design team. Development teams will be Development Games 1 and Art. Secondary teams will be none. Support teams will be Support AM and Support PM. Pre-marketing teams will be Marketing AM. Post-marketing teams will be Marketing PM. Update teams will be Core and Art. Going off ICM Dev version 2.0. Prototype software, we're not using any in the beginning, but we will be testing that later on. The server is AAA hosting. The first PM development time will be 200%. And I've set this up 3-4 months ago. You wait till your PM lead fills it out. PM lead has to have this completely filled out before you assign. That way, the minute you assign it, they start work on it. If you start the program management doc and assign it on the same day, there will be a delay in start. That team will have nothing to do for 2 or 3 months till the PM gets this finished. So don't rush it. Let them do their job. Okay, the first thing we're going to assign to it is, we go to the design doc. I have it all set up. Let's go to page 1. Okay, Space Game RPG $74.99. SCM, same as we mentioned earlier. We're going to do dialogue tree, branching story, mod support, adaptive music, and post-processing. We're going to have a framework, and we're going to capture all this information in an Excel spreadsheet. Next page. We've selected our editors, and we're going to basically go with both Flash 4 and 5. They're the most active on the market. Next page. Auto balanced it, 98% expected interest, 0% waste. Consumer reach is 2,271. Expansion pack targeting 94%. Next page. We've assigned Design Games 1, and the 2 teams are Art and Dev Games 1 for development. I do that to double check everything. You don't have to do that. All you have to do is basically go here, Project Manage, and select Games RPG. And it's assigned to Games RPG. We go to Games RPG. It'll be here. Nothing's going to happen until you hit. In fact, let's go look at this. And it says 5 out of 5, 0 out of 7. 5 out of 5, this should always match. 5 out of 5, that's what you want. For the best quality, you want to go with the recommended designers. Recommended program is, it says 0 out of 7 because we haven't gotten into that stage. You have to check once design is over and programming kicks in, this number may change. 0 out of 3, we're not in the development cycle, so it's going to be zeros on both of these. This is already started. So we got days. Next phase is in December 1986. That's when it's expected to go into development. You have a chance here to look at the leads. That's the best lead we have. He's basically got full skills, 64 out of 100%. So he is our best lead. If you want to take it over here. I would never don't suggest doing that. This is basically how your dashboard is going to look. Just project management doc, and all the information will be filled here. Everything that's going to you've checked off here is going to be filled here. And we can go over Cindy Wheeler design teams. We went over this marketing, and I've left all this as default with the exception of auto develop. I took that off because I don't have a prototype software. We're going to be assigning it in the beginning. We'll test that later once we've had something in the market. Use all licensing, post marketing, handle support, and I'm going to put this to 50,000. I've changed my mind. Okay, so that's going to be the first one. And I have to put together teams to go ahead forward with the next one and the next one and the next one. We're going to basically do all of these. Each one is going to have, let's go into the second one, games 2. And the reason I'm going to go into the second one is because games RPG is going to be games 1 design team. Games 02 sports is going to be the games 02 design teams. We don't want the same teams doing anything at the same time. This one is here because we just started it. Cindy Weaver has to fill this out. And as soon as she finishes filling this out, then we will turn on the next one, which is going to be the simulation. Simulation is on hold until she finishes with this. And this one is going to be a 250 development time. We're testing different things. And then after that, we'll turn this on, and this is a 300%. We want to see what results we get. Everything else is the same. The only thing we're changing is the percentages here. We'll look at changing other things after we get a few results for releases. That's the way you do testing. See what works. Now, I have to go ahead and put together a next team, so I'm going to do that. And then we'll move forward. We'll have 2 teams going at the same time. Let me put this team together, and then we'll get the design doc all set up, and then we'll come back, review it, and then we'll take it from there. Be right back. Okay, and we're back with our next design doc. We're going to build another game. Sports game, Thunder Cards game, Sports, $74.99, SCM Development 2.0, new framework, Sports 1.0, same as it ever was. Everything's going to be the same, 98%, 2.8% consumer reach, expansion pack targeting is 100%. Next is the teams. Design games 2. And the other 2 teams are going to be Dev Games 2 and Art 2. Now you're going to see that this thing says 5 out of 4. Once we add it to the doc, that may adjust, that may not adjust. We're going to do that. And if it doesn't adjust, we're going to go into the info and we're going to see exactly what it says and adjust that accordingly. And what I normally do is put the overflow designer into core, because we're still going to be doing contracts to get an next star. It has nothing to do with project management, but okay, so we're going to project manage this. But I set these up just to double check everything. And Lorna King is going to be the lead on this. For project management, we're going to go sports. Game 02 sports is the selection here. This is the sports game. Okay, let's go to Games 02 Sports. Virginia's has already set this up. Remember, she preset this up. Now this is stopped, so we may not get information here until I click here. The information fills in. Undercars. Next phase is going to be in February 87. Releases in July of 89. The information you want is here. 5 out of 4, 0 out of 7, 0 out of 2. So we're going to reduce this by one programmer. And it cannot be the lead programmer. Make sure it's not the lead. So go into the team mode. Let's go do that now. And that's Games 02. Let's just close this. Let's go into 9 Games 02. We have 6. Okay, required is 4. I don't know why it's thinking. Employees. Ranking by skill. Design skill. Okay, so this is going to be our low guy. Arnold. Yes, system 2D. So do we have another system 2D? Yeah, system 2D audio. A system 2D there. A system 2D there. We have system 2D audio. So Arnold will be moved over, and he's basically audio skills and operating system. So we may use him. In fact, we may be able to use him in the design OS. We're going to move him right now to core. Raphael Arnold. Now remember that name. He has system skills. So that is project number 2. Now remember, these two are going to go until they go into development. As soon as they go into development and we have another 2 set up already, we could process the next 2. So let's go see where she's at with this. See, she just started. She has to fill this whole thing out. By the time this gets into development, in fact, by the time RPG gets into development, but that's games, RPG, and this is games, ADV. When it says games 2, it's the games 2 team. When it just says games, it's the games team. So then that will be assigned. So let's move forward to those, get that into the design phase and add our next 2. And then we'll take it from there. We're going to go to release. It's going to be jumping around until we get this all done to see what the outcome is. I'll bring you guys right back. Okay, we've advanced to February 1987. And Games RPG is now in alpha stage due to release in July of 88. A year from now. And if we look at the info, RPG September 1985, we started. Joseph James, 7 out of 7 programmers, 4 out of 3 design artists. 7 out of 7 programmers, 4 out of 3 artists. Artists is okay if they're over 1. They should not be down 1, but if they're over 1, no big deal. The artists. But we have to make sure it's the programmers. 7 out of 7, that's what we want to see. Consumer reach is still 2,102. That's about all the information other than the licenses, $20,450 we're paying. Okay, so and if you close this down, and just select the next one, it will open up in it. The Games 02 has also gone into alpha. Undercars is being hyped, losing 6.2 followers, marketing AM. And that's the takeover button. Remember, we don't want to take anything over. So this is next phase is September of 88 due to release in April of 89. So right now, what we can safely do, is go into games and double check this is filled out. Okay, so that's filled out. I'm going to close this and that's filled out. So that means that this can be open and started. Yeah, I didn't want her doing 2 at one time. You don't want ever them doing 2 at one time. So she's going to work on the sheet. We're going to send a new game to it. So let's go to games. We got games and adventure game and adventure game. Let's go oceans. We have adventures in the ocean. This is an RPG, so this is an adventure game, my bad. This is new adventure, so we call it new. framework. And everything is going to be the same. It's going to put a character in this one since it is an adventure game. Character is going to be having the adventure. How's that? We're able to add tabs OS to it, which we just released. I'm not going to get into that right now. Next page, the balance, 109% waste, 1.7 consumer reach, 7 consumer reach, expansion package 95%. Next page. Now this is, there's 3 teams, that's that, right? And this is an adventure game, so it's games, so it's design 1, game design 1, dev games 1, and art. Okay, so dev games 1 is 4 out of 4, and designers is required 5. And remember, we put a person into 4. And another thing about this, the compatibility between these teams is 281.3 across the board. These guys are interchangeable, including core. So I'll change and game 1. They're back in play. And we refresh this. I don't know any other way to refresh it. There we go. 5 out of 5. 8 out of 8. 5 out of 3. Why 5 out of 3? Oh, there's 2 artists in this team. This needs education. Might as well give it to him. Okay, so this, we're looking at the art team, my bad. The game's 1. What? There's 4. So why would it be 5? Unless there's an artist in the, okay, I know why. Al Gray has art, and Art Miles has art. So I'm not gonna sweat it. We'll look at the results. So design games 1, design games 2. Design games 1 and 2 teams. Art and dev games 1. 2 teams. Okay, so Joseph, project management. Yes, I know. I understand that. And we're looking at adventure. And that's our adventure right there. Right? Tell me I did that right. Right? Adventure was completed. It has been assigned. And move this forward. The days fill in. Oceans automatically starts. They start the hype. Marketing AM kicks in. And like I always said, always double check this. 5 out of 5, 0 out of 8, 0 out of 8, 2, 3. These will not fill in until we get into development or into the alpha and then into the beta state. Okay, so that's adventure. Real-time strategy is filled out, so let's get that going. But you basically want to do is move forward 1 or 2 months. I don't want these releasing one on top of these another. So I'm going to go forward 1 or 2 months. I'll be right back. Okay, and we're back in May. So the next one we said we were going to do would be RTS, which is completely and totally filled out. Real-time strategy game. What real-time strategy game have we done in the past? Anybody tell me? But you need to get through a maze. You need the strategy. And this is going to be real-time strategy. This RTS version 1.0. Keeping in line this modeling. And we're going to add an advanced hub to this one. That brings up the price. We're in the 80s. So we're going to go. I'll leave it at $74.99, $75 for now. And we're going to add tabs OS 2 hours. Anybody else? Frame 5 maybe? Let's add frame 5 and see where are we? Where we're at. Okay, tab OS. I added frame 5, but I did not add frame 5, I mean. Okay, and it's still 2 years. Oh, but it's one more person. One more designer required. I don't have one more designer. I can get one more designer. Nope. I'm going to go with the... Even adding tabs? That makes it 5 out of 5. If I add tabs, it makes it 5 out of 6. So, might as well add them all. If we're going to add another designer anyway. That's why you got to do these one at a time. And we're at 12% waste, 100%. 2.3 mil, 100% expansion pack. Okay, and this is a real-time strategy, which is games 2. I also got to look at finding new designers with game skills, so we're not using the same people over and over again. And we're able to do that. Okay, we're looking for that. Let me concentrate on what I'm doing first. F2, R2, 2 teams. And I do that just to make sure everything is fine. You don't have to do that. You could just hit project management. But doing things like this, going to look who else has games. Nobody has game skills. See, it's blank. They have audio antivirus, but they don't have games. So we gotta find another lead for games. And Shag is fading, so she may not be able to do anymore. So I'm gonna have to go looking for another person. I need another designer because we gotta add another designer because there's 6. So might as well go looking for one that's gonna match. Oh, and this is real-time strategy. Okay, let's go looking for a designer. That's how I normally find them. And designer is focused. Begin looking. Office. First person is the office. I'm just looking for games. Nobody. Nobody. But that doesn't mean nobody yet. He's got creativity in games. This one, no. This one, yes, even more. See? So he's basically the favorite person. He does too. So which is the better fit for the group is here. How about this one? No 3D. Mr. 40 here came in. So this 2D. Generous optimist. I like him. Design games too, right? That's where I put them. Dev games too. That's okay. They're compatible. Do not panic. We have this person. Move them over. Design games too. Pay attention to what you're doing, Latin. Design games too. Employees. Row. Some here is still at 281.3. Nice. Okay, I'm glad that happened because now we can go back into here. Go back over here. Why can't I go in here? Why no, I can't go in here? I haven't started it yet. Okay, stop it. Now you're able to go in. See how he has more skill level. Her skill level's higher. Even though her percentages are higher for creativity, but we're going to put him on. You don't want the same person. She just did the last one. You don't want them doing the same thing. That's why you want them to have more than one capable lead designer. And this one is at 100%. That's basically those two. The last two are sim, first person shooter, because in OS, that's my sim. This thing keeps jumping to the top. Okay. This one is filled out too, so we can put in OS. I'm going to go ahead and get in OS. And then this one still has not finished. And this one still has not finished. So we're going to give it another few months. And then I'm going to go ahead and put this one in. I think I got to create a team for that. Set this one up. I have to let it go a few months. I don't want them releasing all at one time. And then I'll bring you guys back. Okay, this design OS is going to be a whole lot simpler than I thought. Why? Because we just released Tabs OS December of 86. So that's going to be our prototype software. The minute we put it in there, and this is the 280, I'm going to push it to 300. And I'm hoping that it's okay for me to change it after she's finished the doc. I'll know soon enough. We go Bert O'Reilly. Let me double check your credentials. We go Bert O'Reilly. And he does have 3 stars in automation, so he's good to go. He's got the credentials. We added Tabs OS, so this is going to be Tabs OS 2. Remember, if you skip here, you use the design doc if you want to change the name, or rather than auto develop, it says only sequels. If you uncheck only sequels and you say auto develop, it will select a new name for you. So auto develop, you got to have sequels for it to add the 2 here. Tabs OS is going to add a 2, a 3, a 4, a 5. depending on what version is up to. So if we go here, there it is. See, it added it. Let's tap it. Go to info. We have 3 out of 6 designers that are required. Gail Alvin is our lead, which is what we want. And then we have 0 out of 12 programmers and 0 out of 1 artist. So I got to basically hire another 3 people. 3 people, yeah. So the team has 4, but that's because it's the leader, so it has 3. Okay, Design OS has 3 employees. 1, 2, 3. Has Gail Alvins, Odell, and Josephine Reynolds. And this is set to either. So system, they have 2, 1, 1. This is 2 here and 2 here. Network and 3D. You're not gonna need more than 2 when we do get into it. And by the time we get into it, this will probably be a 3. That'll be a 3. And they do have hardware, and that's because Gail has hardware. Nobody else that I selected had hardware that I might recall. Yeah. And this is a weak person. Odell Warren, 2 out of 2, but I selected him because he had OS. So that being said, I need to go hire 3, and I want to let me leave this up because this is 2. I want 2. I want 3 to here and 4 to here. So I want another 2D and another audio person to begin with. Design OS, another 2D. No new applicants. Do we have anybody that's system? There we go. He's perfect. Then again, maybe not stress. He's still amazing. Either one of these 2 people is okay. So let's take the younger one who's we got to pay more to. We'll take the older one who got to pay less to. And take the younger one. Generous optimist. Generous optimist. Okay, so we're going to take him. And we need 2 more. Next one I'm looking for is audio. Nice. 38. Low speed. 39. I'd rather walk. That's a great person. That's not a... Oh, no, that's not a... Okay, that is a great person, like I said. And this is an amazing person. And this is who we're going with. Does he have... Oh, he has 2D. I should have checked everybody first for system. There we go, system. But that's the amazing person who has 2, 2, 2. He has hardware. I'm not crazy about hardware right now. And this is the game person. Perfect. This is the perfect game person. When I swap, do I have a system person that I could swap out with? That's what you got to think about. Well, that's a great. This is system and game. So these 2, 2, and 2. I don't want hardware. And this one is system, but hardware again. The one that's great, the one that has full game, modest walk instead. That will reduce. I don't want to reduce. So I'm going to basically bite the bullet, take one of these 3. Preferably the youngest one. That office, that's okay. We could switch them out later. Okay, so the office, we have 2 here and 2 network people here. These 2 networks, so we could use another 3D because we said we needed 6, right? Let's go get a 3D. Swap that out. Right off the bat, let's check system people. Nope, not. Oh, he's got some system. And he's got 2, 2, 2. 2 network, 2 3D, and 2 system. Perfect. Now, who knew you had to check these like this? Well, he is generous optimist. 2, 2, 2. Okay. Look at the doc. 6 out of 6. We got to put together 0 out of 12 development team. But I don't need the development team until this guy's going to development. But I got to keep a close eye on this. And this thing is at 300%, which we just put it at 300%. And you see how the design doc, these things have to be updated once they select it. So she's got to come in, boom, 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 review these, and they get started. Perhaps they're hyping it already, 0 followers. We just got it. I think we have everything, right? No, we don't. First person shooter, we're not going to have because they don't come out till 1990, I believe. Or was it 95? I forget. And Sims, we will be able to set that up next. So let's move forward. Let's move forward to at least one or two releases. I may break this video up into two. We shall see. Okay, we've advanced to January 1988, and our Sims PM completely full. Been full for a while. I'm busy with other things here. I'm gonna keep our money coming in while we wait for all these to go into release. So Sims simulation game. Hopefully that's spelled correctly. Architect version 1.0. We're gonna go with the advanced hub and the audio. And it's gonna give me 6 out of 5. But we gotta make sure that everybody is in alpha before we do this also. So let me make sure. No, these two are alpha. The adventure game. Where are we? That's in alpha. And strategy is in alpha. That is in alpha. Sim is games 1. First person shooter, which is games 2. So we're good to go with this. 74.99. Keep it at $75. Next page. This time it's asking us to choose. Why? I'm going to go with 83 technology. Not 83 technology. 83, what tech is this? Yeah, 83 technology. The release in 84 is still 83. And this is audio, which is going to be the same thing. This is good and this is good. Inspiring, expiring. So I'll go with 86. Everything back that was great was back in 73, so I don't want that. Okay, so what are we looking for here? First and foremost, we want hours. Then we'll take, and then we'll also add, this is 86 and just good. This is great. In 87, prominent. We're just going to go with these two. Next page, auto balance 100%, 1% waste. Graphics is advanced hub is not doing me any. 6 out of 6, 7 out of 8. There's a 1 in 100%, 12% waste. And this is going to be 10 games, so it's design 1. And do we have a person in design 1 who could do this? But I haven't just select James. I don't want to select James because James already did his part in the last release. Even though he's had time to rest during the development cycle. I don't know how that comes into play there. So James, what are you up to? Let's give Sally King a chance at this one. Yeah, just about everybody in this thing has games. The way I selected that one, hold on. This is form. Dev Games 1, Art 1, or Art. Okay, so this has 5 out of 6. So we gotta add one more. And 8 out of 8 and 5 out of 3. Okay. Project management, yes. And we said this was the sim. Okay, so let's go to the sim. And let's move forward. Put a date on this. Make sure that everything is the same. 5 out of 6, 0 out of 8, 0 out of 3. And Joseph James took over again? Why? I'm going to leave it. And this is the 300. Since I changed it to 82, 300. When we did the OS. Okay, folks. So basically everything is in PM. We are going to leave it here. We're going to follow up in the next video. We will go through each and every release and see how we did. If you made it this far in the video, thank you for watching. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the shares. I ask that if you have not done so yet, please like, share, and subscribe for more videos. It helps me with my YouTube algorithm. Special thanks to all my subscribers. I do appreciate you. Stay safe. Keep those around you safe. Latin out.